And it just goes on from there, and I've read the articles before, and the numbers years ago from even the Catholic News Agency I quoted, the 660,000 individuals involved, 8,000 different kinds of groups. And I'm going to tell you this, we can read the surface of things, but I declare to you, I let you know this now, that the concept of satanic ritual abuse in chosen ones, those split, programmed, demonized, those who've been through the marriage to the beast, they're all over Italy, they're all over Rome, they're in and out in the belly of the beast of the Vatican. And there is a huge deposit there, and it has everything to do with the future. It has everything to do with, I believe, the false prophet. By the way, Black Moon. You know what's going to be interesting? I'm speaking in Knoxville this Saturday night at the Hear the Watchman conference. Josh Tolley, first time I've actually talked to Josh, and he had me on his radio program this morning on, he got into the discussions about the satanic, the ritual abuse of super soldiers, and we're talking about that, and we're always aware of ritual nights and things like that. So I noticed today that, and people have sent, and we've seen this already, Black Moon event will take place in the early hours of Saturday morning, 1:11 a.m., for those in the Western Hemisphere. And here's what it says. The Black Moon will coincide with Halloween for those in the Eastern Hemisphere. Now that's going to be, listen, if you understand undergrounders, left-hand path Satanism, the dark stuff, they're going to use this. They'll use this, the summoning, the rituals. It's already plotted, already planned. It'll happen. If anybody's working with SRAs, heads up. SRAs, heads up, you know this. And also send me notes on what else you know concerning this. We'd like to be able to bring more and more exposure. There are some that want to know the exact rituals, and I quit doing that. There's so many thousands of symbols, signs, sigils, rituals, and all the rest of this. We just deal with things now more than ever, just on a one-by-one basis. But if you have something to say about the Black Moon and this coming Saturday night rituals, let us know about that. Send us something. We will bring the warning out. All of this centers into the dark side and the staggering numbers of rituals that have developed in the last 6 decades. In the last 3 decades, it has more than doubled. Why do I say that? Well, because the numbers of the satanic ritually abused individuals back in the 80s by the tens of thousands, by 1994, maybe 2 million or more. By the mid-2000s, secular estimates were at 10 million. But that was the United States only. It didn't calculate around the world, in Germany and in France and in Russia and in the Ukraine and in the Scandinavian countries, in Canada and Australia and New Zealand and the UK and so forth. So first generation, 40 million. Counting in now all 4 generations all the way down to the 8-year-olds, you're talking 100 million. Well, all of them have been through rituals from the beginning. I mean, rituals were done in the context of creation, the spiritual breeding. I mean, the conception rituals and the infusion of demons from before, during, and after, so that they're bred in the context. Why? The answer, simply, Satan is creating tares. That's what Jesus said in the parable. The enemy comes during the night, and he will be active. This little picture Jesus gave, it's not talking about, there's believers and there's the lost. No. It's talking about there's believers, the wheat, those who come to Christ, born of the Spirit of God. Well, there's a active, direct counterfeit. And so the dark side draws people. From the lighter levels to the darker stuff, that's part of the process. But you and I have got to understand that all biblical prophecy will have boots on the ground.